the jab. So if I'm going to fake a jab, I want to make sure that I'm exhaling and trying to move on my opponent as quickly and fiercely as if I were throwing the regular strike. So for example, I need it to be visual, so I'm going to step in. I need my hand to move to sell that feature, and I want to exhale whether I'm throwing a fake or whether I'm throwing an actual punch. So to fake that jab, I'm coming in to try and sell it. One tip on faking the jab, if you're going to fake it at the start of your combo, do the steps so that you're closer already to finishing up the rest of your combo, distance-wise. If I'm throwing the fake jab in the middle of the combo, don't add the step, likely you're already in range. Checking to the head while we do our leg check. There's a lot of checking going on. In this position here, if my opponent throws their power roundhouse, say to leg or body height, I'm going to be checking with that side, my toes down, bringing that thigh to my elbow height so there's not a gap in there where he could kick me, and making sure I'm not dropping my head low or my hand low so that my head is exposed. When that happens, I check to my opponent's head from another angle. This could be used as a strike or a push or just to impede the vision. But if he throws that same power side roundhouse kick, I check, and my power side hand comes out opposite side to him. One. I don't want to use this hand because if he's kicking on this side, I want to block on that side with both my lower and upper body. One. This is why we point our toes. Now, it's kind of a personal preference. If he throws, say, a low roundhouse kick, if I'm practiced enough, I can have my toes out, and it flexes the shin flexors by the tibia and actually causes just a little bit more padding so that I don't go bone to bone with someone. If you're just starting out, though, and you do that, you might end up getting your toes cracked with a roundhouse kick, and that can really hurt. So we can practice with our toes down. Make sure that you're not checking forward like this. You'll still kick your calf. Make sure you turn that check out when that happens. Why do we step up for punches or kicks? So for example, if I'm going to throw a jab, there's a good chance I might step into it. It's known as a half step. I might step into that punch. With a kick, I might step up and throw my kick. It serves two purposes. I get closer to my opponent, and I add power to the strikes. Muay Thai pad etiquette. When you're done all of your training for the class, make sure that you wipe down the equipment before you put it back. The other part of that is if I'm working with my partner, and in the class we're switching combos and switching partners quite quickly. So for example, say Lachlan had to throw 3 crosses. 1, 2, 3, the instructor yelled, switch. I wouldn't take off both straps. I'd take off the first one. You lengthen it out so his hand can easily fit in there, like that, if the Velcro holds. So on one, I lengthen it out and make sure that I get right on the Velcro. And I put these pads down facing him quick so that I can then quickly get my gloves on. He sets his gloves to the side and puts the Thai pads on. That's our Muay Thai pad etiquette. Again, that's for speed. If you had a whole bunch of people in class and it takes 5 minutes to switch pads and gloves, you guys are wasting class time. So if you're in that class to get a really good workout, make sure you switch as quickly as possible, and that's a tip on how to do that. How do you hold pads for someone when they're throwing a jab cross? Not like this. Not even my head is that wide. So if I'm here, I'm not holding pads out like this and getting my partner to throw like that. I'm holding them in really tight, so my right hand's by my chin and my left hand's out here. I'm asking my partner to throw across at basic pad level, holding level, so that he has to force himself to rotate and reach. So for example, if we're here, I know that he can hit me with his jab from this distance. And if he does a proper forward bow, the cross is actually a longer punch. So 1, 2, 1, 2, nice and tight, not this. Okay. That's how to hold pads for a jab cross. This is how to do a hip twist to evade a front kick. So just facing the camera first, straight on like this. If a front kick is coming into the body, there's a lot of blocks and catches that we're going to learn, but one of the simplest things that we can do is do a quick hip twist. So we let the leg just barely touch us, or the foot rather, and as that happens, we turn off of it. Now the hope is if you're both sweaty and he fires that kick here, I turn off and I get an advancement towards the face. I get in close from another angle. This works really well if both fighters are orthodox and he's throwing his power leg. When he throws here, the natural angle to my body basically supports the direction, kind of like wiping off the foot off of our stomach. It's a little more challenging when he throws the lead leg. We have to pivot more and expose our balance at that point. So I'd leave it mostly for the right leg to a right-handed fighter. When he throws, let it touch, twist,